Do you think that it is police entrapment, and we're going to go through it, right, and have this discussion, if you patrol in unmarked Mustangs, right? Just a mere fact that you're patrolling in unmarked Mustangs. And we'll read a definition.
Sure. You want to read the definition first?
Yeah.
Okay.
But did you read some of that in the comments? Do you read the comments?
Of course.
Yeah, you go through?
Of course. It's it's not entrapment, but.
Okay, let's read. You want to read it? 'Cause I've been doing a lot of talking.
That's not the that's not the statute though.
That's not the statute, but let's just read what Google says.
Entrapment occurs where police have improperly induced a person to commit a crime when the person induced was not otherwise predisposed to engage in such conduct in the first place. Right.
All right. And then can we go to an example? I have it screenshot. We have 2 examples that I found online that somebody can say, well, what is entrapment? What would be? Give me an example.
I think I have an example, but we'll read the first one.
Yeah, we'll read this first one, and then you can give your example as to why it is not. So example 1 here. Mm-hmm. And you want to read?
An individual takes a walk in the city park on weekends. A confidential informant for an undercover police officer approaches the individual at the park to convince him to do a favor or a job for them. The informant tells the individual in exchange for taking a package to a pawn shop and bringing back the money, they will then receive a percentage of those funds. Unbeknownst to the individual, the package contained illegal drugs.
So I tell you, hey, can you do me a favor? Can you take this over and drop this off, and then you're going to get some money, and then and you're like,
and I don't know, it's, you know.
Whatever. Yeah, whatever. And then I get it. Boom, boom, boom. You're under arrest. Got him.
Bam.
And you're like, bro, what was that?
Correct. Yeah.
So let's
Yeah.
translate it to what the video showed.
The first thing, when you say entrapment, right, we're obviously showcasing these cars in your channel, which has a pretty big following, right?
Correct.
So we're not trying to, it's not a secret, guys. I mean, it's not a secret.
They were like, thanks for showing us
like,
the
thanks
tags.
thanks for the intel.
Yeah, we
Guys,
got you now, suckers.
It's not a secret.
No.
The cars are out there.
Yeah.
They've got state trooper tags on them. They've got lights that are visible from the outside on them. We're not trying to be, we're not trying to keep it a secret. We're actually openly showing them to everybody.
Right.
So when I think of entrapment based on this example or how it maybe correlates to the Mustang, right? Now, let's say, first of all, we had a trooper at a red light with somebody, right? Mm-hmm. And now he's like trying to entice somebody to drag race him or something. Like he's revving his engine, number one. And let's say all of our troopers are in uniform. Right. Our UC guys aren't patrolling. They're
UC is undercover, by the way.
Our undercover guys are doing investigation stuff. They're not doing patrol work.
Right.
So anybody that's in those Mustangs is going to be in a full trooper uniform.
Right.
So even if they lower the window and they're like, hey, let's you want to race for $100, whatever, and they're revving their engine. That would be now entrapment if they were even in plain clothes.
So can you say, because I talked over you, so if a trooper, say that part again.
Let's say the trooper happens to be in undercover clothing, which they're not in those cars. They're all in uniform. They're at a red light. They're enticing you. They're revving the engine. Let's say they make contact with you and say, hey, let's race. Let's race for $100. I don't know. And now the person races, and then you pull them over and you take them to jail. I think maybe that would be entrapment, right? Maybe.
What if you give them the $100, but you still take them to jail? Just kidding. That's just a joke. But yeah, no,
so I think that's how it would.
That's a good example. Yeah. So what he's saying is like, hey, let's race, buddy. Yeah, I bet you won't. Oh, they take off, and then you pull them over. And
Gotcha.
Yeah. So
hey,
in any other day, that guy probably wouldn't have raced.
Right.
He just next to you, and you enticed him to go and race.
Right. And you offered him, a bet or whatever.
Right.
So
entrapment.
But the car on its own,
right?
No way. Especially, I mean, we're showcasing it. It's
no, not fair. Not fair. You're on the highway in a Mustang. You're in a Mustang. You shouldn't be in that Mustang. And I wouldn't have raced if it was an Accord. But it was a Mustang, and it was a 5.0, and I raced.
Yeah.
I want my ticket dismissed.
But we're not, even if it was, first of all, the troopers are not going to try to race you. They're going to stop you for speeding. If you're driving a certain way around them because you didn't realize the Mustang was a police car, that's on you, But they're not trying to, get you to drive recklessly or get you to drag race. They're not going to do that. No way.
So just a mere fact that they are unmarked Mustangs doesn't mean that that's enough for you. Like so what you're saying, and otherwise, and to the arguers out there, otherwise, every Mustang you see on the street, you decide you're going to race.
Yeah, or you're gonna just assume it's not. I mean, what car wouldn't be a good undercover car? I mean, where are the boundaries to what car you can and can't use for undercover work? And this is not an undercover car, by the way. This is clearly marked as a state trooper car with the tag. It's got lights all over it. You can see the lenses. I mean, but I think you're talking about drag racing. We're doing speed enforcement with these cars. We're not trying to race people with them. So I think just entrapment has no place in what we're doing with these cars.